It actually pulls some of the fiery, ethereal body, legs, if you want to call them that, off of the daemon, and then he just immediately sheaves it, and it's like a glass sheath. And he's just like looks at it. I was like, it's exactly like it's a vial. And then he even pulls some blood samples from Tolas. So yeah, you guys walk in on that.
That is such a uniquely specific implement.
Made it myself.
Good job.
Good old Kiplanik trying to put the good work.
Mm.
Delvit. Good to see you, kid. Captain Rickard. Captain Eddard. Hello, Delvit. What's this about? I mean, come on, kid. We know you're trying to listen in earlier. That's not mince fucking words here. Right. Sorry. Give me your hand. Are we running tests? Damn fucking right. I ain't fucking sleeping until these tests get done. Come on.
Woof.
He takes, like, Delvit holds out his arm. He just, like, lifts up his sleeve and then stabs him once. Almost like, like a diabetes, or, diabetes, like a...
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, what's it called? No, not an EpiPen. Like a little test. It's like this little, I don't know what it's called.
Just a quick...
Yeah, I forget.
Bloop.
Yeah.
Test the blood sugar.
Yeah.
Diabetic test.
Yeah. It has a name, though, does it?
Blood glucose level.
Oh, you got that for D. Moving on. So he does like a jab, and then he begins like pulling out some reagents he has on him. It's quite cool that Rickard also has a bag of holding, by the way, as if he can pull out more and more shit.
Who would have guessed?
Not every captain carries a bag of holding, but Rickard is definitely the one that does whatever he can to win. And he begins like sort of boop, boop, boop. So he was like Kasai's healing Delvit's like micro wound. So
his 1 HP of damage.
Yeah, 1 HP damage. So did you guys make a breakthrough? We're trying to see.
We're running some ideas.
Alright. Go, Rickard, go. Go, Rickard, go. He has the power of friendship, aka an advantage, plus expertise, plus 3. Am I forgetting something? Oh yeah, plus his stat, duh.
Plus guidance?
Yo, plus guidance? Hey yo, plus guidance?
Can we get a 39? We got a 37 in the house?
37?
Oh shit.
Here, take this fucking dodge.
We got a 39?
39? Hey, I know I haven't been an officer in a while, but can I
I mean, if I may throw in a bardic.
She is there. Or they are
Can
there.
I? Could I please?
Hey,
so
that's a 37.
What does that make it?
47?
47.
Fuck it,
You guys
no.
I don't even know how else you guys can be able to add to this. This is like honestly. But no, 47 is fucking solid. I would think on a D20 roll, rolling double the maximum is solid. I would
put a few
think
points
so.
into this.
Yeah.
Possibly, maybe.
Yeah, so Rickard begins going at it's almost like he's hasted in a way. Like he's moving so fast as he's like moving and doing a series of chemical tests. And Eddard's just like has his hands behind his back looking at Rickard like, yeah, it's a fade us. Yeah. Yeah, pretty normal. Standard Rickard being a crack fiend. In about 5 minutes out of fucking 47. He holds up a finger. Alright, I got news.
Go to bed.
Go on.
It's news. He's like holding like a rack of test tubes, which are like all differently colored. Well, okay, my bad. There's a couple that are there's 2 that are similar colored, and he's just looking at them, holding them up to like a lantern that's in the room, and like gauging the coloration, the opacity, and all that. So, again, it's semi equivalent to like a categorical litmus test for creatures. If you want to describe it as that. He goes over. Okay, so he holds up like this orange vial. It's like half filled. This is the sample from that daemon there. This, he holds up like a more blood orange. Actually, it really is probably just blood with like some weird golden lining just sort of streaming through it. And it's like energy streaming, so it's like zhoo, zhoo, zhoo. This is the reactivity test for Tolas there. And none of the gold streams. He puts it back in the rack. This, he holds up another one. This is Delvet's blood with a concentration on voidic energy. It's red with like black streaming through it, or more like black particulate at the bottom. As if he shakes it, it moves around the blood. I guess sort of similar to the whiskey you guys have. I think about it. There you go.
Hey.
Ooh.
Puts it down. This is Delvet blood standard. It's just red blood. At the end. It is a bit thicker than normal blood, a little bit, but it's like nearly imperceivable. And they pulled out another one.
That's my thick-blooded boy.
This is Delvet's blood with a focus on that celestial energy. And you guys could see it's like red blood with little blue and gold trimmed bursts populating it, like psh, psh, psh. Basically whenever it's like carbonated soda. Like it has that sort of like energy on the edges of it, like bubbles. I think we found a ticker. This might be a weird thing to ask, kid, but I think I already know the answer. You don't remember anything about where you're from, right? No. Oh, shit. Nothing on your parents, your people? No. Shit. Oh, I got a starting point for you. He holds up the vial that has, like, the blue hops to it.
Delvet, are you also an ASMR?
I don't think I am. No. This isn't a focus on celestial energy, Sajah. This is a focus on Damon shit. I derived it from that thing. Was it the Damon? Who's just there?
Vibing.
I have a different check for celestial energy, but I already gave that sort of check earlier.
Right.
But I guess my reagents don't include Damon stuff, and he points at the Damon. Thank you very much, wherever the fuck you are. I'm gonna be sure to add this to my repertoire.
It gives him an okay sign.
It does give him an okay. It gives him 2 thumbs up.
Out of his like 6?
Like yeah, 2 thumbs up.
I imagine smiling.
Cool.
It doesn't look like they have a face, but yeah.
In my heart, I know.
Yeah, sure. So what does that mean? It does answer some questions. The blue fire, the blue Goldrum fire, based out of this Damon energy, Damon capabilities, demonic essence, which would get adapted by the void for the black one, the black flame one. Got another nods. There might be. Rickard looks at you, Alexander. There might be a causeway here.
Okay, but it's something to work with, right?
It's something to work with. And more importantly, we can begin isolating progression. Regression. Because what?
Towards the Damon rather than the Voidic stuff.
Not really. I say this. The Voidic essence is converting back to what it was before. Slowly but surely. And it's not matters of just flesh, it's also matters of the soul. So that blackish flame is spurring out from Delvet's soul. Same for that blue one. The blue one is a bit more true to one's own soul essence. Magic, arcane magic especially, comes from the soul. But he's getting converted. But if we could do something to bolster, or how to say, reduce volatility for that blue flame, it should go inversively, affecting the soul first, the flesh next.
So would that turn the blue flame into what's being fueled by the other?
Sort of conversion, correct. Imagine like, what's that spell called? Fire Shield?
Right.
I think that's a spell.
Yeah, the one where you can either get heat or cold, depending on your choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so in layman's terms, it sounds very simple. I imagine it's not.
I mean, that's definitely me breaking it down, but yeah, it's. We need to get an idea of what we're going to be messing with. Right? Say I gave you a pie. I told you it's a pecan pie, it's actually an apple pie. You eat it, and you just think that's you have no concept of what a pecan or an apple is. You eat it, you think that's what a pecan pie tastes like until you meet another one.
Sure.
We only got one sample size to work with here. Sample size of 20 would be advisable. We can work with 10, we can work with 2. But I don't feel safe at 1.
So how would we get more?
What do you need from us? Yeah.
How do we create more? Maybe not create.
No. There's plenty to tap into from Delvet there, but it would just be the same substance.
Mhm.
I'm basically going to ask you guys to do something no one else in Duvros probably can do. We're going to need you guys to find people that are related to Delvet.
Blink slowly.
If they're based out of the same capability, we can be able to isolate or determine what we'd be messing with. And ideally, they wouldn't have been void corrupted, so there'll be a control group.
If they had the similar physical problems with Delvet, that they might have died within a year.
Yeah, so I figured they probably don't got Delvet's condition, right? Like, logically.
Alright.
Unless they're all.
Very encouraging.
So we need to start looking for Delvet's kin.
His kin, his clan, where the fuck you came from, kid. We gotta try to find it.
Is anybody that was around when he was delivered, for lack of better terms, to the cradle?
Mr. 17 would be the one to ask after, I imagine.
Has she been there the longest?
Blair did something before, where she tracked Deet and her brother by blood. I believe that was Blair who did that. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
Yes, and she offered me something similar, but
Could
For obvious
do
reasons, she
something
can't
like that
exactly
for
do that.
Delvet.
It does not take an insight roll to determine that you just gave emotional damage to Captain Rickard.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think she's got that capability anymore. Sorry. I do not like saying this out loud, but
This
There
comes
might
from the
be
guy talking in
something
the head, right?
there might be something we can do. Deet is being influenced by a similar blood magic. Could we learn from that and do it ourselves?
Reverse engineer blood magic?
It's
I'm gonna
not-
pretend like I didn't hear that just now.
No,
He
this is
turned
some
away.
random adventurers in a bar talking right now.
We could study Deet's condition, learn.
We could talk to that Silverblood fellow we were talking to earlier. He has some connection with Blair. He might be willing
what?
to assist. Right.
Hold on, whoa.
We met a guy. His name is Miles. He apparently knew Blair's father.
With the silver blood guy?
Yes.
Oh. Well, that's good. He was in there
Seem-
yesterday, in fact.
Posted
I guess he's a drunk.
If I had
Well, I
to
hope
take a shot, I think he has some connection to the bar. He was telling us stories about their group and how they fought some chimera that was fire, earth, and wind themed. Well, not themed, but amalgamation of such. So, the few, fire, earth, and wind, all that, you know.
Oh, so that's why they call it that.
I'm assuming, I'm making a lot of assumptions on that, but it feels like
Is that
very
what-
cosmic coincidental.
Is that where the name comes from? He looks at Rickon says ask it out loud, but he's looking at Eddard and he just like shrugs like you even hear the telepathic
I mean, it's a thing of like, why else would it be named that? Let's be honest, it's not a great name otherwise.
But
I think we're getting distracted.
yes.
Heavily.
Thoughts. Delbert and Tolis, would you be willing to go to the cradle, look around, study the archives, see if there's any information that we could glean there that might
There's
help?
nothing there.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure, yes. Everyone always remarks about my appearance as a ill omen.
Well, what were the
rude.
circumstances of your appearance? Do they have documents on that?
He shakes his head. I doubt it. A lot of people get dropped off the cradle and people don't exactly record stumbling upon a child left at the gate at 7 a.m.
Are there records for that time? Detailing the general goings on for the cradle.
I don't think so.
If you would at
If
least
there
isolate,
were,
like,
there might be something there. But if not, then I guess not.
I mean, maybe the old director of staff had something, but he just stops. He sort of felt a voidic influence and got killed.
So yeah, I don't think that one's gonna work.
And no journals left by this person.
Shakes his head. The cradle got a bit of a clean sweep from the Secrets and Slayers once Duvros got salvaged.
Clean sweep.
lot of
Like
the
they
bu-
archived it or just destroyed everything.
They just did a sweep on certain areas. He says, look at Rickard and Eddard. Don't look at me, kid. I wasn't, yeah, I wasn't there. No, there wasn't. I mean, we could ask Janik. He was in that fucking crew that helped save the place. Janik's on
Crew.
duty.
What
There was a cleanup, an adventuring crew that came into the Duvros when it got infected. Some number of adventurers, as well as a couple of seeker captains and some seekers. Janik was one of those enormous quarantine seekers. That's how I heard he got promotion.
Well, I'm sure it's earned. I mean, yeah, if we could contact him or anybody that might still be alive. Did that adventuring crew live, or did they get wiped out in the event? Or
Right.
did the rest of
The
them?
point I'm making here is that we need to see if there's any form of paper trail somewhere.
I can't really tell you that, Sajar. And as for your question, Oriana, yeah, everyone made it out alright. No casualties. Some people got to get extracted out, I heard, but let's just say those mantles we gave you guys for the operation weren't as sturdy as they were now as they were back then. Took a few iterations to get to that.
Go with what Sajar was saying. We could, if we can narrow down a day or a week of when, maybe a month, of when Delv was dropped off, we could look into potentially any archived comings and goings of like guards, maybe the people at the gatehouse. See if
I
they
looked,
notice
trust
anybody
me.
suspicious.
I looked.
Hmm.
I got a good kid.
And Delbert, before you became ill, so to speak, have your appearance changed? Did you look like you do now then?
Before I became ill?
Yes.
I don't understand.
Have you always looked the way you do now? Your cheekbones, your skin color, your eyes?
Like I do now, no. I was paler. I mean, you were there, right? So you guys probably
Right,
saw
well,
me more than I
but
saw
were you-
myself.
Do you have any recollection of what you looked before that, when you were very little, for example?
Not really. I didn't really look at myself in the mirror that much.
Does Delbert look like he could be from anywhere in the provinces? He's
so
clearly not Exchangian. He doesn't look it.
what you're asking, Fred, is can you racial profile Delvit? Am I hearing that correctly? Am I getting
Yeah,
that? You're
that's-
provincial profiling Delvit. Do I have that?
Yeah.
I'm at least
Mm,
one person in this room is proficient in that.
Right.
Point
them out.
Self-Valian.
Are they in this room right now? Can you-
Nice try.
If you guys want to try to pinpoint it, I would say roll me your background info, but you have to use wisdom or charisma, one or the other. I will give advantage to.
Who's the most racist in the group?
No, it's not a matter of racist. It's a matter of most
Oh.
traveled.
Oh, it'd probably be Silas or Tolos, one of the two.
No, Tolos is not well traveled. In fact, Silas isn't that well traveled either.
No, it's just we would have seen a lot being in the Heartland.
I would say Alessander. I would say Alessander and Sajar, and I'll also give it to Anushka, not for reasons of being well traveled, but because you're a fucking ranger, so it's sort of your job to do this shit.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
racially
So what are we
profiled.
rolling again, though?
Background info
Wisdom
using
or charisma.
correct.
My charisma. Okay, how do I need to change?
Mine's already set up for
And-
that.
Yeah.
So-
Hey!
Oh, hey!
Apparently, every single one of us.
Apparently, all of you guys are racist.
Wonderful.
I mean,
Don't you forget it.
Oriana, that's right.
It's
Don't
good for
you
business.
forget
What can I say?
has
Oh,
has
right,
seen
it's
enough
the neighbors.
racism.
Sorry,
They
no,
get
my
the
God.
idea.
See, this is why Captain Bellamy likes you guys.
Oh, because we're racist.
Because you're racist. Yeah, so
None of them fucking else around here.
it's a bit of a hard ask, if I'm being perfectly honest, but let's go to the world map up.
Apparently, we're up for the challenge.
Indeed.
He said it's a bit of a hard ask, and I said maybe. Well, it
No,
appears
hear
we are
what he
up for
said.
the challenge. No,
That's it.
then you should go ahead.
Let's see here. So let's just start doing logical deduction, right? Right. As Fred /Jar said, not exchanging.
Nope.
Right, not exchanging. You guys could also begin reducing long. Okay, my bad. You shouldn't reduce long distances.
Yeah.
But given Delva's condition, you imagine he probably might not
Wouldn't
have
make it there.
survived getting there.
Yeah, like if he was in the fucking
Right, he has
Fairlands, like, he's not
glass-
gonna go here.
He has glass bones and soft organs. like you don't imagine the boy who broke his hip getting out of bed would make it thousands of miles. So you guys don't maybe not remove it, but at least reduce the likelihood of it. Right? So it has to be
So help-
relatively
I'd say at
local.
most like that.
So help me understand something. I think I've misunderstood Delvit's condition. Did
has
he
two
always
conditions.
have that from
Yes.
birth, or was that okay? So he was not.
Yes.
He was
He's
always
always been
bedridden.
sickly. But he's
Right.
only
So
been
the
voiding
void
for
just
less
made that
times.
worse.
No, the void debate doesn't
No.
did jack shit. That's
Ah,
what. That's
okay.
why Ricker was saying it's a cruel fucking joke. Right.
Now I'm with you. I follow.
So let me align just to make sure. Let me align. Delvit was born with this pathetic condition. When he became voidically corrupted, he technically became a hospital. Garth can attest to that with the flesh walls and corridors. When he got saved, he went back to his original condition, except he basically just made a voidic essence. But it did the same fucking thing anyways. It adapted his weakness. It copycatted his weakness and his disease. So he basically was the fucking same going out of the infection period going in.
Thank you for clarifying that.
So he technically had two conditions.
Which one's Duvros? This one or this one? I think it's this one.
Neither.
Neither? Where the fuck is Duvros?
This one.
It's that one.
What's going on?
There is one city in the middle here, which is Tirmer. That's it. Most civilization in the Twins follows the mountains because that's safer.
Why have
Same
so
with-
many X's?
It would be bizarre for someone to teleportation circle Delvit into the Twins,
Of all
and
places.
specifically to the cradle, unless there is no other facilities in other provinces
Right.
that are better, which I would think that there would be.
Alright.
Yes and no. There are better facilities in other parts of the provinces, yes. Do they accept random people that they get dropped off all the time? No.
So then it could be a matter of the Twins and the cradle being the only place where they could leave him.
It's where everything bad in the twins gets shipped off to die, get maintained, or fixed.
So by then,
And,
So-
and it's
logic,
commonly
it
known
could
to
have been-
everyone in the
Right.
twins.
So it probably wasn't past here on the Hilllands, because everything
No,
over
probably
there was
did not go
below.
past. Well, this is the fort line, so definitely not past
Yeah.
the fort line.
So below that, Northrend, I think at the time he was born, basically, like anything past here was mostly uninhabitable.
Well,
Eh,
mostly uninhabitable. Yes, not entirely, but mostly yes.
yeah. So it's like,
There are people that
Maybe
live up
down
here
here.
that say fuck you to the Owens.
Damn,
yeah,
bitch, you live like
Tenmer's
this?
from like right over there, I think.
Right here.
I was close. I knew it was next to one of the lakes. Yeah, so if they're from Northrend, it's like this lower section. Now exchanging. They could
Still
be from
a far
maybe
way to go through the
down
entire
here?
twins.
It would be a very long distance to go.
It would be a long distance to go from even Sindel, which wouldn't have been founded when Delvit was
Existed.
around when born. If they're from so far, if it's from the Heartlands, he probably would have found care somewhere there as a Heartlandic native if he is from there.
It was from the Keplins. The Keplins would be a fucking stretch, but it's not impossible. If he was like northern. But I feel like they would potentially just keep him, not for religious
It
purposes,
would
but like
be
just check like that.
very Roman of the Sophalians to be like, yeah, off you go.
It would be pretty Roman. It would be
It's
pretty
your
fitting
fault.
for a Sophwalian to ditch their kid. Yes. Sophwal does it.
So, none of these ones. None
Right.
that.
He wouldn't
Most of
survive the
this is
trip. He wouldn't
no.
survive the trip. He wouldn't survive the trip. He wouldn't survive the trip. He wouldn't survive the trip.
Northern and Hilllands only if it's like the lower section, because that's a fucking stretch to say the least.
Yeah, but also be
So-
traveling through the centrality of the twins.
Yeah.
So unless he was teleported, and also why would they leave him there if they have the means to teleport? Which makes so likely then from around here somewhere.
He's actually a native of Duvros. He was born down the
It
block.
could be from like local. That's true.
Yeah. There's like a rough bubble of like maybe that's, but like ixnay most of the Heartland section over there.
It'd probably be more, yeah, like this.
Cut that part. Yeah.
Be like this. This is also what cell phone data studies look like, by the way. Because like anything past the centrality of the twins is too dangerous. He'd have to. Any logical person would follow the mountain passes, or mountain trails rather, mountain roads, unless whoever traveled with him was that good at moving through the twins. In which case, fair enough. But also,
Which
it's a
isn't
fucking
impossible, but it's like
it's like a glass cannon child you have right now. So
Yeah.
That's a good name for a band.
glass cannon
Glass
child.
cannon
Child.
Ska band.
That's a wrong.
Scotty doesn't break.
Yeah, so he's probably relatively local.
And we're not gonna keep the yeah, that's too far.
It would actually be better for us if he was abandoned in Southwall, because then there might be a record of him there. I don't know how the border crossing between provinces work for people.
Between
that
the
way,
spires, you'd have to go between the spires to get north. So, and that's a lot of open terrain, perfect for artillery and sniper fire, or open battle, or magical explosions.
Yeah, but if he did come in through the spires, could
They don't check it
hypothetically-
unless
they
you're
don't
like,
check.
no, there's not a checkpoint there. It's just an open valley for invasion purposes, incursions. Long time ago. Long time ago.
So that avenue would be pointless. Fruitless, likely.
Yeah, getting checkpoint checked is like, it says a semi-modern sort of thing.
Yeah.
Unless you're at like a city wall, in which case fair enough. But like between provinces, not really. Unless you're going into dwarven territory. Mm-hmm.
So we
Dwarves always keep records. Dwarves always keep records.
Want to make sure
Gotta
the
pay them
Xenos stay
taxes.
out?
Gotta make sure they
Sorry,
pay their
so-
taxes. Fucking